I'm flattered, honestly, and a little surprised. Surprised because I never expected the show to become this popular. For more than 30 years, Barry Weiss smiled for the cameras while hiding a truth so carefully guarded it would have shattered everything fans believed about him. Behind the witty one-liners, the vintage cars, and the effortless confidence was a double life so tightly sealed that even the people closest to him on Storage Wars never suspected a thing. The woman who loved him stayed invisible. The family he protected stayed silent. And it all held together, until one moment ripped the veil away and exposed reality television's most charming mystery. When Storage Wars premiered in 2010, Barry Weiss instantly became a fan favorite. He didn't look like the others. He didn't act like the others. Draped in designer sunglasses, rolling up in custom cars, and bidding on storage units like money didn't matter, Barry felt larger than life. He wasn't hustling to survive, he was hunting for fun. Every auction was a game. Every dusty locker was a treasure chest. And audiences loved him for it. The show leaned into the image. The eccentric bachelor collector with an unexplained fortune and endless freedom. Someone who lived for the thrill, not the profit. Someone with no obligations, no attachments, no past worth questioning. And Barry played that role flawlessly. Because television doesn't love truth. It loves characters. While cameras followed Barry through dusty auction houses across Southern California, while producers crafted playful rivalries and quirky storylines, Barry revealed almost nothing real about himself. Interviews sounded personal but said nothing. Stories felt intimate but led nowhere. He perfected the art of being fully visible while remaining completely hidden. The genius of Barry's public image was how complete it seemed. The vintage motorcycles implied a lifelong passion. His knowledge of antiques suggested decades of expertise. His wealth hinted at smart investments and old money. Everything fit together so seamlessly that no one noticed what was missing. For 3 decades, Barry Weiss walked a tightrope between two lives. On one side was the public Barry, the charming television personality, the mysterious bachelor, the collector who turned rust into gold and became a household name without ever revealing anything meaningful about his actual household. On the other side was a private life so fiercely protected that even his closest Storage Wars colleagues knew virtually nothing about it. And he never slipped, until he couldn't control it anymore. For 30 years, the illusion worked. Fans embraced the mystery. Producers built storylines around it. Colleagues accepted it. Barry deflected personal questions with humor so effortlessly that the deflection itself became part of his charm. But while the public consumed the character, his real life unfolded in total silence. There was a woman, and she was erased completely. Her name was never mentioned on Storage Wars. Not once. Not across 5 seasons, not in interviews, not in spin-offs. While Barry flirted harmlessly on camera and played the carefree bachelor, she existed in a parallel world that never intersected with his television reality. They met in the early 1990s. Long before reality TV turned privacy into a liability. Barry was already successful then, having built serious wealth in the produce industry. She was private, independent, and understood immediately that discretion wasn't optional, it was essential. Their relationship lived in places cameras never reached. Quiet homes, anonymous restaurants, vacations planned around total invisibility. When Storage Wars exploded in 2011 and Barry became recognizable everywhere, the walls around their life grew higher. Fans wanted details. Tabloids wanted gossip. The public wanted access. Barry said no, and she stood beside him silently. She accepted a life without acknowledgement because she understood what was at stake. Fame would have consumed everything. Privacy was the price of peace. It wasn't easy. Careers faded. Social connections vanished. Her identity slowly became tied to protecting Barry's secret. A choice she made willingly, but one that cost her more than anyone would ever know. And she wasn't the only one hidden. Barry Weiss is a father. That single fact alone destroys the bachelor image fans believed for years. He has 2 children, now adults, who were never mentioned, never acknowledged, never visible. Not once. He made that decision deliberately. Barry had watched what fame did to families. He refused to let reality television touch his children. They honored that boundary completely. No interviews, no posts, no leveraging his name. They lived normal lives while their father became famous for being someone he wasn't. Then came the grandchildren. While Barry smiled on television, he attended birthdays, school events, and family celebrations in total secrecy. He experienced life's deepest joys in silence, never allowed to share them publicly. Even his closest Storage Wars friends had no idea. And then, on June 19, 2019, everything collapsed. Barry was riding one of his vintage motorcycles through Los Angeles when a car struck him without warning. The impact was brutal. Multiple broken bones, severe internal injuries, head trauma so serious emergency responders feared he wouldn't survive. Barry Weiss was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. And suddenly, secrets didn't matter. The hospital needed next of kin. Doctors needed consent. Family needed to be notified. His children arrived. His partner appeared. His grandchildren waited in hospital corridors. The people Barry had kept hidden for 30 years became unavoidable. Media gathered outside. Fans flooded social media. Colleagues rushed to the hospital, only to meet a family they never knew existed. Photographs surfaced. Questions exploded. Who were these people? Why had Barry never mentioned them? What else had he been hiding? The recovery was long and painful, physically and emotionally. And when Barry woke up, he knew the truth had escaped. The walls were gone. But something unexpected happened. People didn't turn on him. Fans understood. Colleagues respected him. The deception he'd feared would destroy everything was met with empathy instead of outrage. People realized he hadn't hidden his family for fame, but to protect them from it. After the accident, Barry stepped away from television for good. No more performances. No more characters. He chose the life he'd protected all along. The truth about his business empire surfaced too. Decades before TV, Barry built a multimillion-dollar produce company with his brother. He invested smartly, bought real estate, planned carefully. Storage Wars was never his income. It was his entertainment. The Collector was real. The Bachelor was not. What Barry Weiss ultimately left behind wasn't just a television legacy. It was a lesson. That fame doesn't deserve everything. That privacy is worth defending. That protecting your family sometimes means letting the world believe a lie. So what do you think? Did Barry make the right choice keeping his family out of the spotlight? Or did the deception go too far? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dives into the hidden lives behind reality TV's biggest personalities, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because sometimes, the most fascinating stories are the ones hiding in plain sight.